Hey, what it do? What it do? We still laughing. We still trying to get used to the fact that we got our own intro. It's a little different when you see your own self on the page. It's a little different when you see your own intro. Hands out to Mz Bee one more time for that right there. I only was working on it for a year. Mz Bee took care of things about 3 or 4 days. So we appreciate it. Just got finished exercising. Jesus, keep the book. You can't breathe. You can't breathe, girl.
Take some breaths. Take some breaths.
Take some breaths. There's the movie I watched this weekend. Let the air come in and let it circulate within you. Let the air circulate within you. Ready to be tall again. What's going on? Lord, girl, this might be one, Lord. This might be one. You know the topic is pretty juicy when you send the topic so that we can get it on the screen and all of the background work is done. And the response after the person read the topic was what? Was woo chat. So once again, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the K&J Show, Real Talk with K&J. Hey, people. Oh, don't be confused. We're going to straighten you out. We is going to straighten you out. Good to see you. Here we go. Welcome again to the K&J Show. It's Real Talk with K&J. I am Jay, a.k.a. the dog.
A.k.a. cat.
And tonight's topic. Eel. Are you a female with too much masculine energy? The pearls.
That was funny to me.
So this may come as a surprise. I don't know that I'm going to always have the stance that most people expect me to have. I do understand hurt, harm, healing, past, working on yourself. Steve Harvey, he ain't through with me yet. All of these phrases and analogies with this topic, you need to share that at the apple juice. No, you don't need no apple juice. You who said that just need to be there. Anquinette, what it do? What it do? Girl, that's a wonderful middle name. Put that back up there. Anquinette Q Reese. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Are you? So that's my new favorite person viewing the TV screen right now. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and jump on in this thing. So masculine energy, from the standpoint that we're talking about, right? We always talk about relationship goals. We're always talking about being unified. We're always talking about finding a man or the man finding for woman. However that goes. However that goes. But ladies have this thing when they always say they're having such a problem. Finding a man or interacting with the man. Well, maybe let's go back. Let's go back. For you that are viewing the TV screen, use your phones and open to the book of Google A, and look up masculine energy. And as it pertains to a female, if you can't do it right now because you know you got that 1G and you ain't on that 5G, that's okay. Let's make that homework after. You'll see a lot of different things come across your phone, right? It talks about women with masculine energy. Some of those definitions or ideals may not completely fit. But we've watched in the last 2 months several kind of conversations about this. Probably was asked to come on the screen. If I'm not mistaken, somebody did ask me to chime in, but I wasn't going to do it. Because I wanted to kind of talk about it from the view that we had. So masculine energy, when a lady exudes this masculine energy, the energy that excels dominance, I'm in control, I run it, I'm the boss, I'm the chief. Where is it then in trying to have the relationship that a man has space in your place if you're doing all of the things that the Bible, that your grandmama, that your man said is real, all within 5 minutes, not the 1G. So we wanted to do this topic to really talk about it. There's some definitions that we saw, Wikipedia, some people on the screen says, women who exude masculine energy are always doing something to complete something all the time, not doing nothing. Because you're too busy with the rah-rah. You're too busy trying to accentuate or cover up, in some instances, the hurt, the harm, and the healing that you have not had from your past. And sometimes you just say you need to take control. I get it. I work in management. There are times as a manager, I just have to exert the fact that all y'all work for me. So we're going to do it the way I say do it. But in the terms of relationship, when there has to be clearly defined role, right? There has to be a leader and a follower. There has to be a him and a her or two hers, but somebody has to take the lead. Both people in a relationship can't be the ones that's trying to exert their dominance over the other person. That doesn't create a relationship. That almost creates this old word in the old folks use, indentured servitude. It's almost where an individual is telling a person who they are, what they are, how they're going to think, how they're going to act, and what they're going to do. And then, ladies, you have the nerve to get upset when the man's gene kicks in. And when the man's gene kicks in and the man got to say, hold up, you're not going to talk to me this way. Hold up. And then the women's forum, when y'all allowed to get together, the wind down winds or whatever you get to, I can't find no man. These men weak. No, they're not weak. Maybe you got too much masculine energy. Maybe you just trying to do a little too much. You can't write the book, write the story, write the acts, make the cast, and then expect everybody to follow it the way you want them to. If that's the case, just become an author, right? Go and get you whatever the authors get when they got the best-selling books. Get you one of those. There's not a room in relationship marriage where two people are fighting for dominance. That is not a relationship. Now, I'm going to let Trina, because there's a flip side to this. I'm going to let Trina talk a little bit. And I want to give you some examples of some of the stuff that you on the TV screen may do, or you on the TV screen may have done, and you don't know why that you didn't get a positive result, or you got a positive result for the moment, but then you can't find the person after that moment is over with. Go ahead, Trina. while I sip my
Or you
apple
said
juice.
apple juice. And it's taken from some of the things that he said about being us. Look, us being independent. I mean, when you're single and you're forced to be independent, you're forced to be independent, and sometimes we can take the independence to 10, to 10. I don't need no, when you get to that, I don't need nobody. I can do it on my own. I can do everything for me. I don't need nobody. I don't need nobody. When we get to that point when we're single, sometimes it's hard to bring that down a notch when you're in pursuit of somebody and somebody is in pursuit of you, because we know the saying, I'm strong because I was forced to be strong, and I'm not going to let anybody, let me be any less than that. Sometimes we have to learn how to dial it back just a little bit. But how can a man be a man if you are telling the man how to be a man? It's like sometimes it is. It's definitely it is. And especially like you said, especially after you've been hurt, after you come out of a bad relationship, after all that stuff. But at that point is when we always talk about you have to heal from that stuff so you can have a new beginning. Heal from it so you can have a new beginning. But being so aggressive, so strong-headed, so strong-willed that your way is the only way, how is a man supposed to be and do as a man was designed to be and do? If you're doing that, you don't allow him the opportunity to make his decisions, to think for himself, to do that. You speak for him, you think for him, you tell him what to do. Like I said, I was watching some, I said, you tell kids what to do. You don't tell an adult what to do. But we do that. You do this, do this, do this, do this, and we don't give them the space or the opportunity to lead, to be the head, to do those kind of things. Is there a time
when his body breaks down?
As in when they get older and they don't do the things that they used to do? I mean, we all get there.
Come on back with a little context on that. When his body breaks down.
As we age,
things, nobody gonna break down.
Things don't operate the way they used to operate. Let Mother Nature, let birthdays keep coming and keep passing. We all get to that point. But as a woman, we tend to be, especially after being single for some time, especially having, being independent for some time. And then you get into the dating, get into the dating world, get into that. We tend to, I've done it before. I don't need anybody.
Keep asking questions.
Yeah, right.
We never say don't ask questions.
No, absolutely. You have to ask. That's the only way you're going to get an answer is if you ask questions. And some things we don't know because we don't ask questions. Don't assume, ask the question. But we have to get to absolutely. Okay. And that is definitely, you have, like you said, I'm the man. We hear people say, I'm the man and the woman. I'm the mother and the father. I'm the this and the, we on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the mothers that's doing it by themselves. And I'm the this and I'm that. It's like that's too much. You're not giving. You have to give him space. Give him space to be a man. Give him space to operate as a man. Give him space. Sometimes we take it too far. We can do too much. And it's hard to admit it when you've been single for a long time, when you've done it all on your own. Now somebody else is in your space, and it's hard to relinquish your control because you've not had to share responsibilities with anybody. You've never had, you've not had to depend on anybody, not had to do all that. So yeah, I understand the hardness of it because I was single prior to. And in the beginning, I had to hold on, girl, you doing too much. you doing too much. And it was a conversation that we had to have. Hold on, I have to give him the time and the space to be the man that I'm expecting him to be. My man, I'm expecting him to be, be the my other half, my help, my provider, my protector, but I wasn't giving him the chance to do that. I was taking control. I was telling him what I wanted, but I was doing it too.
Mm-hmm. So in communication, and I think sometimes going back to Sherry's statement about being confused about the topic. Um, in this masculine energy, right? Masculinity, we talk about dominance, we talk about that. Dog, you need some cough drops. That would choke you. I'm good. I started to respond, but it's okay, Miss B. It's okay. We had to have a conversation um, around how are people gonna do what they're gonna do and what they're able to do. We had to have a conversation about that. We had to understand that, hey, I sent that. I'd lead and follow, and all of this comes in the process of building a relationship, right? You hear me crack jokes about build a bear, build a man, but there's 8 steps in the build a bear store before you get to an actual bear. You have to give people time, steps, and places to get to where they need to be. Right. We've all said it. Go ahead and put out there what you're looking for. But just because you put out there what you're looking for doesn't mean it's going to happen that minute. Right? People have to make decisions. People have to make choices. People have feelings. I just had to take me to the store and live 5 gallons of water. I got to ride it myself. Here's the thing with that, and I get it. I get it. We talk about men and chivalry. We talk about all of these things that a man should do. All men weren't taught that. First and foremost, they weren't taught that. Secondly, a lot of men don't believe in that. So again, if that is what you require, then you're going to have some carry the bottle moments, water bottles by yourself moments, because that's not what's important to that guy, right? Masculine energy, we're talking about your communication style, the way you do things, the way you express yourself, right? All the rah-rah, all that clapping when y'all talk, and all of this, and all boo, and all. Why? What does that do? Number one, that is challenging to the person that you're talking to. Number two, some people see those as acts of aggression. Oh, but let me hit you home. Number three, you're a mad, angry black woman, but you don't want that type. But you act that way. I'll say that one more again. You don't want to be labeled as the angry black woman, but that's the way you act. That's the way you communicate. That's the way you come out. Simple stuff. Don't talk at people. You talk to people. You can't tell me how to be a man, first of all, because you ain't one. I can't tell you how to be a woman because I ain't never been one. Ain't gonna be one. Sometimes you got to stop looking and work on you. Maybe you're not ready. Goes back to what I said. A lot of this has to do with healing, understanding where you come from, and understanding where you're going. And Ms. B, the excuse that I grew up around a bunch of boys is not an excuse for you to be acting masculine. Because Ms. B grew up around a bunch of boys. And Ms. B is all one. I get it. You grew up with your brother, but you don't live with your brother. You left your brothers at 18, 16, 21. You left. What have you done at that point? What have you done between the day you left the nest of your brothers until you're 22, 23, 25, 30, and 40? That is no longer an excuse for the way you communicate. So what happened? You're aggressive. Your tone is aggressive. The way you talk to people is aggressive. And then one day, the man decides, as you ladies would say, oh, now you want to wait the draw. Whatever you said to invoke that feeling, remember that you did that. If you changed him into the more aggressive person because he has to outdo you, then that's what we do. We have our own screen. Yes, come on through. Come on through. Hey, hey, what's going on, Z?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us? Hey, can you hear us, Ms. B? Are we there? Okay, we're gonna try it again. We're not gonna abandon that. I used to be the one with all the male energy, partially from being a tomboy and being raised by both parents to be independent. There's a hard lesson for me to learn.
It is, and it's a lesson that has to be learned, and that's the thing. and that's the thing. That's a lesson that has to be learned. At what point do we learn the lesson, and do we stop? Do we address it with ourselves? It's like, why am I so aggressive? Why do I talk at people? At him, at them instead of to them. Why do you? It's a point where we have to ask ourselves those questions. Like I said, coming from being independent, coming from being single, I understand that, but you're only in control of yourself when you're single and independent. That doesn't mean that you don't learn, or you don't, grow, and you don't heal, and you don't learn how to properly communicate with people. That doesn't mean, like I said, you don't talk at people, you talk to them. That don't mean that you have to curse them out. That doesn't mean that you have to be aggressive in everything that you do or say. That doesn't mean that you have to always berate, put down, how can you expect someone to feel a certain way when you say things and do things so that they won't feel that way?
Right. That phrase, princess, sometimes you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. So let's go back to Miss Simmons. Here's what I say at my job all the time. Yeah, that right there. Here's what I say at my job. Doors lock from the outside. Doors don't lock from the inside. There's nothing keeping you in that relationship. If you are able to verbalize that they are controlling and narcissistic, leave. Stop fighting the battle. That's not a good fight. That's like negative plus negative is a negative. Let that go. That's not the place for you. So that's twofold. You are busy trying to match their energy, and it pushes you off your square or out of your circle. Yes, some people are that way, but sometimes the way you say stuff bring it out of them. Sometimes both parties are narcissistic. Well, let's get that. Let's talk about that. I may have those traits too, but you got to bring them out. So if you're in here and talking and sharing and doing the things, it is innate to match energy, people. Now, if you just don't have the ability, you just don't have the ability, right? But it's innate to match that energy. We are primal, regardless of what people tell you. We are to survive. So whatever that volume, whatever that energy, whatever your B rates are, whatever your phrases are, whatever those words that you use to attack, one day will cause that person, he or she, to kind of come back with some jabs of their own. And now you're in a situation. It's not a relationship. You're in a situationship at this point where you two are trying to just figure out how to coexist. It's all about the communication, and it's all about how you have those conversations. Controlling, being a successful woman or man, you can do that all day. You can, and I don't like the analogies people use. You can make six figures. If she wants to make six figures, I want her to make 8. That's not going to stop me from being who I am. Progress is great. But because you do that does not mean that you talk down to people who don't. Or this thing about get on my level, they not on my level. Well, what level are you on? Oh, I know. The level that you still single. the level that you by yourself, the level that says you continue to say, I can't find a man, these men ain't worth nothing these days. All of that is your level. It just happens to be the same level as the people you complaining about because they don't have a mate either. Right? This relationship thing is not about status. It's not about status. Relationships is not about who has what. It's not about station, class, wealth, self-conceit. That's not what a relationship is about. Those are the things that will break the relationship down. Say that again. Station, class, wealth, self-conceit. Those things will break a relationship down, a family down, a home down. Say that again for the lurkers scared to log in. Because they on there, honey. They peeping. Those are barriers to having things. Hey, those are barriers. Station, class, wealth, and self-conceit will bother you, will keep you from achieving your goals because you're so busy focusing on what you got to do. You so busy focusing on you, but you want to be in a relationship with someone else. Where's that energy? There's no energy to be shared. Oh, come on now, Katrinia. There's no energy to be shared. And I get it. Strong Black women. We did you wrong. Some man did you wrong. Some men did you wrong.
And that's a lot of where it comes from is and it boils over. It continues on. What we always say, if you don't heal from the things that have hurt you, they will continue to hurt you. If you don't heal from your past will continue to become your future. If you don't heal from the things that hurt you, they will continue to hurt you. If you don't heal from your past, it will continue to become your future. And that's where a lot of this comes from. It comes from the hurt adults that are walking around still hurt from the past relationship, the past whoever did you wrong. I understand. I was there. It was me. It was me in the beginning of us. It was me. It's when you get to the point where you can admit to yourself that there is something that I have not learned, there is something that I have not healed from, you will continue to say, nobody's on my level. There ain't no good men out there. There ain't no this. Everything will be negative. Until you heal from your hurt, everything will be negative. And in that, like I said, sometimes we have to let it go. And we understand it's like being submissive. That doesn't mean that you're weak. That doesn't mean that you don't do your own thing. That doesn't mean that you are not a full-grown woman operating as a full-grown woman. You have to get the complete understanding of what that means. The complete understanding of what that looks like. But if you continue to devalue, demasculine a man, how do you expect him to operate in that which he was designed to be, the head, to be the leader, to be all of those positive things that we say we want when I want my mate, when whatever's on your list, if it's not if it's not his looks, his 6 figures, he has to have this car, if it's not those things, if it's what you want the core of a man to be, you have to allow him to be a man. Your masculine energy, like I said, you're aggressive, you talk at, you speak little of, you add nothing positive to anything in that situation. A lot of that stems from you not being completely healed. We have to take responsibility as an adult. Like I said, stuff that hurt us when we were kids, stuff that hurt us when we were teenagers, stuff that hurt us in our 20s and our 30s, for those of us that are in our 40s, 50s now. We have to take responsibility for those things in order to create something positive, to create that energy where the energy is not a fight. It's not a fight about who's the boss, who's the head, who's the more dominant. It's naturally somebody's going to be a little bit more, but it's not a fight to where you feel like I'm less than because he is a little more dominant.
Don't laugh. So I want to talk about submissive, Jocelyn. This word submissive, because it's the word.
It's the word.
It's the word. The people who give you these definitions of the word submissive ain't looked them up. They just heard that one damn Bible verse that's, and I said damn in Bible at the same sentence. Yes. That one Bible verse that tells you about being submissive. Okay? Let's get into this submissiveness. That doesn't mean we run you around. That doesn't mean that we tell you what to do. That doesn't mean that we being submissive. Doesn't mean I say go fetch dog and you go do it. Submissive sometimes is you don't have to take the lead. Being submissive, baby. I'm gonna drive today. No, that's what I need to. No, I want to drive today. Okay, cool. Go ahead, ladies. Look at the arguments that you have with your gentleman about stuff that is so freaking trivial. Hey, you in the house, you're cohabitating in the house. You want to paint your room. Who's supposed to pick the color? I'm waiting for somebody to answer. Who picks the color in the house that's going to be painted? I'll wait. Another thing. Who always says, I pay the bills in the house? I'll wait. I'll wait. See that? I'll wait. Who pay the bills in the house? I'll wait. It's women who still say they pay the bills, although the man is giving them the money. You just carry out the act. You didn't finance the bill. You carried out the act of doing the bill, right? You were the one who said, okay, I'm going to stop by and drop this off at the light place. But at the first of the month, or when your man get paid, your hand out. So he's putting money in your hand. But you don't realize that the money that you paying the bill with, some of that is the money that he gave you. So no, you're not paying the bill. You're taking the bill to the location to be paid, but you guys have paid the bill, right? You don't stay with anybody for free. You always get something. And sometimes it's just the way you handle it. Sometimes it's just the little things that you say. Sometimes it's the phrases that have been passed down from years and years and years and years. And sometimes it's stuff that we need to unlearn. Because I know that I can pick a color just as good as she can for a house. I picked the colors for my job. 4,200 square foot place. Nobody's complaining about it. I picked the furniture. Nobody's complaining about it. Men can do it too. Women can do it too. This has to be a joint. When we talk about relation. Let's not do the ship yet. Just the relation. Doesn't mean that we're talking about sex. We just talking about relation, communication, all them chums. Mine late with the bills. USPS still can't find my address. Oh well, I'll wait for them. Okay, but you're paying your bills, right? So don't get me wrong. Celebrate, sis, that you got it going on. Celebrate that you're responsible. Celebrate that you're capable. Celebrate that you're able. But you don't force that on somebody that you're trying to have a relationship with. Don't force it. No. Then we mad. We big mad. And you get upset when people come through. Hello. Stop stopping through square members showing support. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, hey. So we got to do it. We got to get to a point where we understand relation and then not the ship. Right? And if you want to put the ship, S-H-I-P, the ship on there, what does a ship do? It sails back and forth. It goes up and down. It ebbs and it flows. Fluidity, people. Fluidity. It's not always one way. It can't be one way. You can't grow, or your person can't grow. Your gentleman caller can't grow. What is it? He can't live his best life because you don't give him the ability to. You can't tell me you got somebody on the TV screen, I got the time, the date, the place, the this, the that. Whoa, wait. How do you know I want to go there? Nah, he got to have his own address. Let me see your responsibility before you start. Okay.
I had what?
She'll have everything. Time, place, location. This is what you gonna do. This is what you go at. This is what I need you to put on. Whoa. You ain't got no robot. You ain't got no robot. Now, if you're happy that this thing is going right, just tell me you happy. But don't tell me everything. You need this color socks. You need this type. Whoa now. My swag is my swag. I ain't got your swag. But this is what she did. And we had to, and I had to wait until we were face to face to have that conversation. Right? I was dressing before you met me. I'm going to be dressing after I leave you. It's okay. It's okay. Let me do me. Now, if there are colors you like to see me in, let's talk about that. But don't call me on the phone, Jocelyn, and tell me that I got to have black and red socks. I need Levi 550 in this particular size. I want you to wear a black sweater with a purple teddy bear. Come on, now, hold on. Who does that? Give us the opportunity. Because remember, you weren't telling me what to do when I caught your attention. Uh-oh. Cricket. You see them hind legs. Them hind legs. I don't know if you know when the cricket makes the noise, it's not his mouth. It's the scrubbing of his hind legs. Cricket. Side legs.
We want to, like I said, focus on the aggressiveness, the tone of the things that you say, the way that we communicate, the way that we, like I said, it was one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm gonna run this. I know what I want and how I want it, but I can have that, including him being a man, including him being who he is. I didn't have to run it for him to be, and do the things that I wanted and needed him to do. I didn't have to be so I didn't have to be so aggressive. I didn't have to be in control of everything. I didn't have to run everything for him to be and for him to do the things that I needed him to do. I had to figure, it's like, okay, I'm going to tell you this because this is what I want. I'm going to say this because this is what I want you to do. I'm going to act like this because this is what I want you to do. It took me time to realize that, and we had to have a conversation about it. Like I said, I came out of an abusive relationship. I was single. I went through my phases of that, but at the same time, in the place of being with somebody else, it was still things that I hadn't learned. It was still things that I didn't stop doing until he was like, okay, hold on, wait a minute, hold up. And hold up, wait a minute, wait, we need to talk. I'm a man. I know my role, my responsibilities. I know the things that I'm gonna do, the things that I'm capable of doing. And it took me time to hear him tell me that, and for me to think about what I was doing. Sometimes we just react. Sometimes we just say stuff, we don't even think about it. Sometimes we just. And it was like, yeah, Jocelyn. He was like, hold on, wait a minute. hold on, wait a minute. But it's like, let me tell you this. I ain't gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I need you to. I did all that in the beginning. That was me. It was me. But it took for him to say, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait. We need to have a conversation about some things. And then in that, I saw me. I saw what I was doing, and I was like, okay, yeah, I did that. I did that. It was like I saw me, and it was like I don't have to be that way. I don't have to be so aggressive. I can simply ask. I can simply in the conversation say, hey, you know what, this and this. I didn't have to be so loud. I didn't have to, push everything that I thought I wanted and needed like in his face like that. I didn't have to do that. But in that, it was, I wanted to be in control because I knew what I wanted and I knew what I didn't want. But there is a way to get that without being, making him feel less than. I can still get everything I want and need and still allow him to be who he is and do what he does. But that took some time because of the things that I had experienced and because of the things that I had told myself and because I knew what I wasn't going to do, what I wasn't going to deal with, what I wanted, what I needed. I knew those things, but my way of communicating those things came off wrong. And that was something that I had to admit it to myself. Don't do that. You wrong. You wrong. You wrong. I'm like, he's man. I'm not, even though I'm strong, I'm very strong willed, stubborn, a little bit stubborn, a little bit. But in that, it's like, okay, I'm allowing somebody else into my space. Mm-hmm. So I have to be willing to be understanding. I have to willing to communicate it in a different way. I have to be willing to listen to what he has to say. I have to say what I need to say and give him the opportunity to respond to what I said or to process and respond. Because that was another thing of mine. If I ask you something, I need an answer like right now. If I say something, I need you to respond to me like immediately. But if he needed a moment to process what I said, then I had to be willing to give him that moment so everything wouldn't be so confrontational. Everything wouldn't be so, I wouldn't come off as being so aggressive.
So we're on the aggression. So let me talk about me. Me.
Yeah, you.
Oh, you need to answer like grandma. Yes.
Yeah.
So I can go from 0 to 1,000 in like 2.5 seconds.
Real quick.
I am the firm believer you can get it if that's what you want. If you want to get elected, if you campaigning and you want to win the election, I can help you win it. I'm that dude. Now, that goes back from years of growing up and having to fight because I had a little more than everybody else. So, it was only 5 of us. We had to fight all of the kids around because we thought we were better than everybody else. It came from going into the military. It just can't. All of that happened. So I'm not blaming that on anybody. But you can get it. There's some people at work that can tell you. They talk crazy and it sounds kind of trying to turn my head to the left a little bit or pop my neck. We ready to do something at 2 something. And I that's just who I am. But even in understanding my aggressive nature and my aggressive tone and how I can flip from 0 to 1,000 real quick, I had to understand that that's not receptive to everybody. That doesn't get me to where I need to be. That doesn't get me any farther in the situation that I'm entangled in. She says it all the time in the beginning, you and there you go, popping off. And we get these phrases, and I do fault it sometimes, for the hip hop culture, because we come up with this phrase, there you go, popping off. He got to talk with his hands. He got to do this. All of this stuff we learn from somewhere else. Doesn't mean you got to take it to heart, and doesn't mean that you got to live by the letter of what you saw. Right? You're here to make this thing work for you. Right? You're here to make that relationship. Right? You want that to come together. How can you come together if one person is always controlling the narrative, right? That doesn't work. It doesn't work. It causes more heartache. You spend more time trying to figure it out than you do having the fun that you need to have. So, but again, we're talking from experiences. These are experiences that we've had. I definitely want everyone to share this live because I think this is something that everyone needs to see. I think this is a topic that everyone just needs to just to hear. Yeah, some, although it was learned behavior, I did have to get it under control because I desired to allow others into my life, and everybody's not going to deal with that. Hey, I can imagine me and Miss B running into each other when we was younger. Oh, that's a whole combustion chamber waiting to happen. Cause I wasn't always that leader type dude, but I commanded where I was. I commanded where I was. Anywhere I'm at, I command that arena. Not by that's just who we are. So I can see the side eye between the two of us. Boom. There it is. There it is. Now, we met at an older age, and it was just like sparks when I met Miss B. It was over with and done with. That was sis for life, because I don't have any sisters. That was sis for life. We 6 hours driving to go see sis. All driving down to ATL. If she had a tea party, we would go. You know, it's what we do. You have to make sure that that relation shifts. You got to make sure that they come together. Now, can you stump your feet and beat your chest because you pay your own bills? Yes. You put your own gas in your car? Yes. Oh, here's another one. My daddy taught me how to change the oil and all of that, change the tire. Great. Those called life skills, honey. Everybody should have. But at the end of the day, does changing the tire get you that gentleman caller that you have? Did paying bills get that gentleman caller that you want? Did all of that you thought you learned, did it keep a man? You got to be able to understand what your responsibility is in this particular place. Whether it's healing, whether it's realizing that you've overcome and you got it all figured out, or whether sometimes it's just listening. Because that masculine energy, because you can't color the dipstick. There you go. Because you can't color with the dipstick. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What if you are in a same-sex relationship? Okay, it applies. It applies. It applies. Both of you can't run everything, right? You can run a race. You can sing together. You can do it. So it's okay if you're in the same-sex relationship, but both of you can't be that dominant figure that is always aggressive and always pushing the envelope. Even if your relationship is great right now, from this conversation, you can probably step back and say, yeah, these things I really don't care about, but these things she cares about. These are things that are important to me. She don't really care about them. So that is when your relation shifts, right? Because what's important for me is not important for her. Because we have arguments about stuff that disagreements. We have stuff that we argue about, disagree about that shouldn't even be a conversation. Right? She'll tell you, I want her to want what I want her to want.
Listen to that. Listen to what he just said. He wants me to want what he wants me to want. He wants me to want what he wants me to want. Some things sis don't care about. It ain't important to me. I can be so nonchalant about some stuff that he want me to want. I'm like,
you know why I wanted to want it? Because that person that's interested in you wants you to have whatever that is that he thinks or she looks good on you, looks great on you. Well, maybe I just want to gift that to you.
Right.
She said, now, Jay.
You have to listen to it a couple of times.
I want her to want what I want her to want. Right? That's just who it is. That's just kind of how I operate. If I see something that I think gonna look nice on this frame, I want to put it on this frame. Now, she don't get as excited as I do, you know. You know, again, I'm not your typical guy. I'm the one that walk up in Lane Bryant and go hit the Ross and Panda sale. And can I help you? I didn't ask you to come over and help me. I know the size that I need, and I know what I want when she put it on. I know what I want it to look like. You stand over at the register to get ready to ring this up, and I'm on my way out the door. But that's me, a little different. I'm a little different, and I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with it. I've accepted that I'm different. I've accepted that my norm is higher than other people's norms. I accept that my expectation is higher than most people's expectation. I'm in the pursuit of perfection every day in everything that I do. And it's okay if everybody doesn't ascribe to that. I don't get mad. Right? That's I don't get mad. Because I know that's something that is extraordinary about me. I heard it the first time.
I had to listen to him say it to me sometimes. Like, okay.
Perfection. I know that every day I want to be better than today. And that is a actual pursuit of perfection.
And that's important that for you, me, and us, it is. But it's just, like I said, it's one of those things in conversations, in time that you spend with somebody. Some things you figure out what is important. Like you said, you always need to know what is important to you and what is important to them. You need to know what's important to them. Sometimes that makes it easier for you to operate in a space where it's like, I'm okay with it. It's just stuff that we see, stuff that we talk about. Like, he gonna do what he gonna do, and I'm okay with that. But knowing the things that are important to the other person is important, should be important to you, because, like I said, it helps you operate in a space that is easier for you to avoid disagreements when you know what's important to them. They know what's important to you. That should help you avoid some disagreements, because this is what they care about. This is high on their list. This is important to them. So it's not a struggle for you to figure those things out into, like, okay, why are we always arguing about this? Why is this always
my favorite viewer? Come on, Q.
Why are we always arguing about this? Why is this always an issue? When you know those things, that should lessen that chance. Like I said, because I know what's important to him. He knows what's important to me. So it's like, we don't even have to have that friction or that space where it's weird and awkward because I'm trying to figure out something. Or it's like, it's like, why did we just argue? Why did we just disagree about that? I already knew that. So it's those things where, like I said, you can't be in control all the time. It's as simple as that. You cannot be in control all the time. And it is okay to let go of the control. That's like a weight to always want to be right, to always want to be in control, to always want to figure out everything, to always want to do everything. That's heavy. That's a whole lot. To always want to be in control is a whole lot. I'm okay with being on the passenger side. I'm okay with being, it's okay. It sometimes to just let it go will make things, you can breathe if you let it go. It's a stress. It's an extra stress on you to always want things to be, right. It's okay for some.
Even a car has cruise control.
It does.
And I make sure I say that loud. Even a car has cruise control.
Take your foot off the gas. Take your foot off the gas and just relax. Keep your hand on the wheel so you can keep everything in the road. Keep your communication tight. Keep your all that. That keeps your car in its lane. Stay in your lane. Put it on cruise control. Just things will naturally happen. And sometimes when they naturally happen, it feels so much better. Forcing things is heavy. Forcing things is a weight. To always be concerned with being right. I heard somebody say, I'd rather be, even when we disagree, I'd rather be together than be right.
When you said it?
I would rather be together than to be right. To always have to be right. It's okay to disagree. It's fine. It's fine. You understand their point of view, they understand yours. It's okay to disagree. But if I'm always needing to be right, I'm always telling you how wrong you are. I'm always telling you that everything, all the negative things, I'm always trying to be right. Eventually, that person has the potential to get tired of you always being right. The door, they're going to be gone. I'd rather be together than be right. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's okay. When we disagree and we keep it moving. If that's too much to carry, and sometimes that's the high energy, that's the aggressiveness, because you always trying to prove a point, you always trying to be in control of every single thing. Let it go. Let it go. Live to fight another day. What's that?
Even a dead clock is right twice a day.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
Even a dead clock is right twice a day.
Twice a day, and it's okay. That's twice a day. The other 22 hours is wrong, and it's all right. But let it go. We don't have to be in control of everything all the time. If some things are your strong points, if some things are your what, it's okay. You handle that part, but you can't be in control of everything, and you can't be right about everything, and everything is not gonna go your way. And let it go. It's okay. Breathe. Learn if it's something that is not right, if it's a disagreement, if it's a misunderstanding, get that corrected so it doesn't boil over into something else. But you don't have to always be right. Say, it's okay, babe. I'm sorry, I was wrong. You was right.
This is it's bigger than you.
Yeah.
It's bigger than you. Again, you are the one that's out there looking for the companionship. You can only control what you can control. Right? That's really called slavery in the month of February, where somebody tries to control the lives. And
right. It's all right. Be quiet.
This is what we do. You have to understand who you are. And you have to understand that being right doesn't always have to be a fight. Right? It doesn't have to. And sometimes you're right about something, but at what cost?
Not being together.
At what cost?
Not being together.
Right? I get it. One incident, though, does not dictate who a man or woman is. One disagreement, one gallon of water carried away from the car does not mean that he's not worthy. But now you sure better put that on the check mark that this nigga let me walk out this car and had to tote my own gallons. I get it. I get it. But we have to get to a point where the relation and the ship comes together. There's gonna be ebb and flows, right? Ships go back and forth. Things are gonna go back and forth. But eventually you settle in on what works for you. But the masculine energy that keeps you at 100. With that phrase, what was that? What was my favorite phrase? Green mean go. Green mean go. That means that you're ready to go all the time. God is definitely getting that stuff out of me. You are right. I'm just gonna enjoy being gentle and no more hard stuff.
It is, and that's a process.
And what you find is, I got about 3 minutes. What you find is most men don't want hard stuff anyway. We don't want hard. That making my life hard is not what we want. That is not the object of heart. We do not want you to make our life hard. There's other things that you can consistently make hard, but not my life. So be that person that has that conversation. Fix it before you be like a bun looking for 4 minutes. There you go.
Facts.
You don't want to wait until that time. You want to be that person that listens. And if you disagree, say you disagree. Yeah. But the popping off and the hand clapping and the raised voice and your neck twisting and your finger pointing, Ain't nobody got time for all of that. When you get to that point, people start to put walls up. Man, whenever, I don't know, man, Trina cool, but whenever she started that old bullshit, when she be talking like that, man, I just block her out. I just get up and leave the house. So you mad because he left the house, but you didn't. You mad at him because he left the house, but never did you realize you was the reason that he left the house. Sometimes, looking glass self is a hell of an analogy. It's a hell of an analogy. I'm a counselor by trade, so I'm not sharing nothing that I ain't been through, gone through. I do believe in that, and I'm a realist. Sometimes all of the books don't prepare you for what you have to do in life. That's why we have these conversations. That's why these shows are so popular. That's why we always tell you to like, click, share, turn your notifications on. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. I missed one, YouTube, because that's what we need. Please share. Continue to share. We want to build this platform. Tell your friends about it. And these topics that are very controversial, again, I would love for everybody to share this one, especially this one. Because this one gets couples and individuals to talk. This gets the person that actually watches it to say, is that really me? Do I do that?
But when you can get to a point where you ask yourself that, then that's a beginning. That's a beginning when you can ask yourself why. If you are like that, ask yourself, why are you like that? And the answer to your why may be that you are not healed, that you need to get some counseling, that you need to fix some internal stuff. Because all that internal stuff, it becomes external. If it's internal, it becomes external when you don't get it fixed. Like I said, hurt, if you don't heal the hurt, you will continue to hurt. Ask yourself the question, have the conversation with somebody else, or like I said, yourself. Start with self. It's okay to talk to yourself, because sometimes you need to inform yourself of some things that you overlook, some things that you tend to blame on everybody else. But you need to ask yourself the question, if this is me, why am I like this? If this is me, why can't I let go? If this is me, why do I have to be in control? If this is me, why am I so aggressive? And ask yourself questions. Ask yourself questions. If this is me, and it's, like I said, it's easy to blame it on somebody else. It's easy to say it's their fault, it's his fault, it's her fault, it's somebody else's fault. But until you fix you, it's gonna always be a problem. Whoever fault, his, hers, theirs, yours, mine, ours. But until you fix you, it's going to always be a problem. So ask yourself, if I cannot if I cannot not be in control, why? If I cannot not be in control, then why? If I can't allow another person to be what I'm expecting him to be, or what I know a man can be. If I can't do that, then what's the problem? Where does the problem lie? Is that problem in me, or it has to be, because we attract what we put out there. So if your energy is somehow off because of whatever reason, then we have to fix those things. We can't be in good spaces with bad energy. And some of us are walking around with some bad energy. It was so funny. I was on a live, and the comments on her live were negative. And she said it's a lot of females walking around with stank coochie energy. It's a lot of females walking around with stank coochie energy. Fix that. If you got a stank coochie, you need to fix that. You need to fix that. It's a whole lot of things off. If you got that right there, it's a whole lot of things off, and you need to fix that.
Medically. Not soap and water.
You need to fix that. But there are walking around Look good on the outside. Don't get close to them though. Don't go in the bathroom behind them. Lace front laid to the gods, face beat to the gods, outfit on fleek, on point, but you got stank coochie energy. Fix that. That's a problem. That is a problem that needs to be addressed. Think about it. Ask yourself some questions. It's okay to talk to yourself. Get you a notebook. Dollar Tree got notebook and ink pen.
Anyway, on the altar, Lord Jesus.
Get you a notebook. Write some stuff down. It's okay. Journaling is good for the soul. Write some stuff down. Ask yourself some questions. Are there things that you need to know the answer to about yourself? But it's some females walking around with it though. Look good on the outside. Like I said, don't get close to them. Everything about them, that ain't right. You walking around with it. Fix that.
Mm-hmm.
Ask yourself some questions. It's okay if it's something that you know that you do. That means that you have to do a self-assessment. How many times we talk about self-assessment? You have to do a self-assessment to ask yourself. You have to take responsibility for your part in whatever it is. It's hard to say, dang, I was wrong. Dang, I did that. Dang, that was me. It was me in the beginning of us. It was me. Dang, that was me. Dang, I was like that. Like, dang, I was acting like that, but I expected my man, the man of my dreams. I expected the man of my dreams acting like that. Okay. We got to fix that. We got to fix that stank coochie energy.
I don't even know what to say behind the stank coochie energy. We're gonna leave it right there. We're gonna come to a close on the stank coochie energy. Woo. It's a smelly situation right there.
Got to fix it.
Woo. Medicinally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. Gotta fix it. We gotta fix it. Y'all, it's been another hour. I have a bad habit of dry snitching and apologize before I say it. So don't be bad. Hey, when it's stank, there's no other way to say it. When it's ugly, there's no other way to say it. I've learned to fix it. There you go.
Gotta fix it.
Gotta fix it. We gotta take our time and fix it. All right, people, it's been real. This has been Real Talk with K and J. Don't forget, make sure you like, click, share. Make sure you go to the page, the Facebook page, turn your notifications on so you can get the notifications, so you can get all of the posts that we post during the week. But sometimes we're asking questions and we just want feedback. That works for us. Once again, drop us a line on the Facebook page. Let us know that you're out there. We love to hear from you. It's been real. This is Real Talk with K and J. I am Jay, aka the dog.
And I am K, aka Cat.
And there's nothing you can do but work on yourself.
Self.
Self.
Fix it.
Let yourself.